بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وأصلي وأسلم على نبينا محمد وعلى أهله وأصحابه أجمعين ما بعد. The Manners of the Rajasika by Muhammad bin Saeed al-Raslan. Treat your books well. Books are the instrument of knowledge, and the Salaf will have the best and most complete manners when dealing with their books, and they will exert all the effort in collecting them. As a student of knowledge, one should strive to collect and gather the books that he needs, whether he by purchasing, renting, or borrowing them. They are the instrument by which he learns. He shouldn't limit his share of knowledge and understanding to merely collecting and gathering them, as in the case with many of those who ascribe themselves to fiqh and hadith. And Alexander is the one who said, if you are not a sharp memorizer, then your collection of books is of no benefit. It is encouraged to lend your books out to those who will not damage them. Although a group of the scholars discourage this, one should still do it, since it is a form of assisting each other in gaining knowledge and considering the virtue and reward of lending out books. The borrower should thank the lender and reward him with good, and he shouldn't keep the book with him for too long without a need for it. Rather, he should return it to him if he has obtained what he needs from it, and he should not keep it stored with him if the owner requests it. He is not allowed to add footnotes to the book without the permission of the owner, nor is he allowed to write anything near the introduction or conclusion unless the owner approves. He should not lend it out to anyone else, and he should not leave it with anyone else unless there is a need to do so. If he wants to copy a portion or all of it, he shouldn't write while the paper is on or in the book. He wouldn't leave an open pen on it, and he shouldn't run a pen over the pages of the book. And Al-Khatim, may Allah mercy on him, reported that Al-Waqi said, the first blessing of hadith that you lend out to your books. Sufyan al-Thawri said, whoever is stingy with his knowledge will be tested with one of three things. He will forget and be unable to memorize, or he will not benefit from it, or he will find himself losing his books. And if it is illegal for the borrower to keep books from their owners, and he must return them to the owners as quickly as possible. Yunus related that Yazid said to him that Az-Zuhri said, O Yunus, beware of the treachery of books. So Yunus asked, and what is the treachery of books? He said, that you keep them from their owners. Al-Fudayl bin Muslim said, it's not from the actions of the cautions or the scholar that you take a man's hearing and books and keep them with you. Whoever does this was wronged himself. And a number of them refrain from lending out their books because of this phenomenon of keeping books from their owners. As Sufyan, may Allah mercy on him, said, do not lend anyone any of your books. And Rabi bin Sulaiman said, Al-Buti wrote to me, memorize your books, because if you lose one of them, you will never be able to replace it. And if one is writing something from the book or pulls it out, he shouldn't spread it on the floor in an open fashion. Rather, he should put it between two other books or objects, or the well-known folding chair used for books, in order not to damage the binding of the books. If he places it in an elevated location, it should be on a chair, a bookshelf, etc. It is the best that the book not be placed directly on the ground in order to avoid getting it dirty or wet. If he places it on a piece of wood, he should place the cloth between it and the book to prevent the cover from becoming altered or decomposed. One should pay special attention to how he organizes his books, and should do so in accordance with the virtue, importance, and significance of each book. So he should place the noblest book above all the others, and then work his way down gradually. If his library contains the noble Quran, it should be placed above all other books, and what is best is that it be placed in a sack and nailed to a clean, pure part of the wall that is within reach. There comes the books of hadith, such as Sahih Bukhari and Sahih Muslim. Then comes the explanation of the Quran, then the explanations of hadith, then the books regarding the principles usul of the religion, then the principles of fiqh, then grammar and language, then Arabic poetry, then general poetry. If two books in the same field are equal in virtue, you should place the one with more Quran or hadith content higher than the other. If they are equal in this regard as well, you should place the one with more virtuous higher than the other. If they are equal in this as well, you should place the older and more widely accepted of the two higher in the library. If they are equal in this regard as well, you should place the one that is more authentic and trustworthy. If one borrows a book, he should immediately give it back if the owner requests it. If he purchases a book, he should flip it through its beginning, middle, end, and table of contents. He should flip through its pages and evaluate its apparent identity and benefit if he doesn't have enough time to read it in detail. If one copies something from the book in his handwriting, he should begin with Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, in the name of Allah, in the name of Allah. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. If the book begins with an introduction that contains the praise of Allah or peace and blessings upon his or peace and blessings upon his messenger, you should write this out after the basmala. You should then write what he wants from the book. Whoever one writes the name of Allah the Exalted, he should follow it up with the description of exaltation such as Ta'ala the Exalted, Subhanallah, glorified is He, Azza wa Jal, the Mighty and Majestic, Taqaddas, free from imperfections. Whenever he reads the name of the Prophet ﷺ, he should write after it as-salatu wa salam alayhi, prayers and peace be upon him. And he should also say this with his tongue. The habit of the Salaf and those who come after them was to write this out fully and unabbreviated, even if it was repeated many times on the same line, as opposed to what the backwards orders of our times do, writing sallallahu alayhi wasallam, peace be upon him, or sallallahu alayhi wasallam. And all of these distract from the rights he has upon us, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. If one comes across mention of a companion, let alone the major ones, he should write radiallahu anhu, may Allah be pleased with him, and is not to invoke peace and should not invoke praise and blessings except for the prophets or angels, except in following them. If he comes across mention of one of the Salaf, he should write radiallahu anhu, may Allah have us on him, especially when referring to the major well-known leading scholars of Islam, may Allah have us on them. And there is no problem in writing footnotes, point of benefit, and important notes in the borders of the books he owns, and one shouldn't try to accept the important point related to that particular book, such as a point of confusion, a parable, an example, a mistake, etc. But he shouldn't crowd the book with strange and detailed scholarly matters, and shouldn't add too many footnotes that it darkens the pages or wastes too much space in the book. One should not write between the lines. Although some did this by writing in red between the lines, it's better to leave this totally.